Greetings and welcome to Discovering Jai Uttal. That's me. This is a 9-part journey through the stories, music, teachers, the challenges, and the moments of grace that have shaped my life and continue to guide my path of devotion. I hope you enjoy. In the previous episodes, I talked a little bit about my first love, which was the banjo. I talked about how the first time I strummed the strings, I felt this protection, a sanctuary, I guess is the word, sonic sanctuary. That could be an album title. And then I spoke a little bit about how I connected with the Bauls of Bengal in India. And there's something so similar, even though these cultures were completely different. There's something so similar about the music and the passion and the longing, particularly the longing in their voices and in their songs. You know, with banjo, I guess, you know, the two artists, there were so many great banjo artists, but the two that touched me the most when I was young was a man named Roscoe Holcomb and another man named Boggs. And both of these musicians came from hardship. They came from total hardship. They were coal miners. Their lives, you know, they had the black lung. They had no money. They were struggling just to be able to play their music. I know that Roscoe Holcomb, his community cast him out because they felt he was playing the devil's music. But you know, the sound of their voices, the emotion in their voices was what touched me. And you know, they call it the high lonesome sound. And that's what it is. It's the high lonesome sound. And then when I heard the Bowls, I heard, you know, their songs, their life, their village life was very difficult. They had no money. They, you know, would travel around in trains and bus stations and sing their songs. And people would give them little bits of money for them to buy food. So, and their songs, their voices had that same quality of, they were rustic, but they were passionate. They sang very high. They always wanted to sing higher and higher, not to be beautiful mezzo sopranos or whatever, but because the voice was like an electric bolt trying to connect with the spirit. So I've also, you know, just like kind of on an intellectual basis, I watch and study these instruments, and I see how the banjo, which I'll just play for you in a minute, is so connected to one of the main bowel instruments, the dotar. So I was just going to sing just a teensy bit of one of the first songs I learned on the banjo, and this was I learned from an album by Boggs. I guess when I learned this song, I was about 11 or 12 years old. It's a strange song for a young kid to be singing, as you'll see. What is this that I can see with icy fingers taking hold on me? I am death who none can excel. I'll open the doors to heaven or hell. Oh, death, can you spare me till another year? Oh, death, can you spare me over till another year? I'm still singing that. I'm still feeling that. I'm still asking that. So when I got to Bengal and met the bell musicians, I saw that they had a bunch of very interesting instruments that they played that were played nowhere else in India as far as I could see. And one of them, which is called the dotar, really fascinated me because it's so much like the banjo. Banjo has 4 strings that you play, just like the dotar, and the banjo has a high fifth string. That's the drone. In this case, there's actually 2 strings, but the concept is the same. So, I kind of wanted to try to play it, and I realized it's hard. I played it a lot. I used to play it electrified in the Pagan Love Orchestra, and really wail on it. But it's an instrument that requires a lot of constant practice. So I just want to show you a little bit of the sound, even though my notes might not be perfect. So, kind of dropping out of the story for a moment, I just wanted to share this with you. My love for the banjo has kind of made a complete full circle. Last year, 2 years ago, I got this banjo, which is a replica of a banjo from 1861. And, it doesn't have frets. It's got, it's got nylon strings, but back in the day, they used strings made of catgut. And it's tuned like almost an octave lower. And suddenly I find I can play Indian music.